broadcast, you can see.
Broadcast on what?
On some of the news bulletins that's been involved.
No, man.
You're watching something, and some of the people are not really clued in as to what, is going to change or what they want to see change.
Well, that's true.
That's they just don't know what, which direction, because they've got no direction. They're not thinking about changing their life to improve it.
Yeah,
It's just plod along, I'm getting this, and I like him or whatever, I'm getting what I'm getting. If I change that now, what am I going to now do? What are they going to change that's going to affect me? You know what, I'll stay where I am, I'll stay. I'm thinking, well, you could change a lot, mate. You're a non-progressive element anyway. You're part of the problem. You won't do anything. You won't learn anything new. You won't get off your backside and say, you know what, I'll do right. The man will get a shaver and start shearing ice on the street and make some snowballs or some slush puppies or whatever and sell them. No, you're not entrepreneurial. So therefore, you're part of the problem. Because now, those who said yes, they're going to suffer because of you. And that's the same thing that's happening all through England and Europe.
What I said, and again, I don't know if people think about it the way I do, what I said is that this vote, like any vote really, doesn't reveal your future. What it does reveal is your character. Okay, and that really is a big statement if people take the time to check that out and realise that fundamentally the issues of ethics, the issues of morality that are trying to be addressed are revealed by a decision. It's basically saying, do you want this or do you want that? And giving people a choice and a way to represent it. Yeah. So what do people say anyway about voting anyway? Voting changes nothing. Even if they got the yes vote, it wouldn't have changed a damn thing in terms of what they wanted, because in reality people could take...
It would have changed a degree of what they wanted, because now they could set it their way.
And what's that? What way is that then? Because I doubt that they actually know what they want.
I'll tell you what the way it is, it's more freedom to do what you want in your own country. That's what they would have changed.
Okay, but did they not have that anyway?
No, because you're governed by England.
Well, I think it's still being governed by England means that they can work with every nation, can't they?
No. You're going to go by English rules at the end of the day because you're still using the pound.
It's a Scottish pound though.
No, it's still coming from back.
Isn't it, one of the bankers that said, show me who, I care not about the politics, just show me who's controlling the money. Well, if they're minting their own money.
That's the Illuminati who's saying that, that's all it is.
Yeah, well,
I'm
money mechanics itself.
No, I'm talking about the people who would have had more freedom to set it their way so that they could build industry. More people can eventually start, setting up their own businesses, because he was talking about small businesses, and they were saying that, and I agree, most small businesses still deal with the world. Yeah. So why couldn't there be more of them within, the Scottish? And I seen a programme he was on BBC4 about. You've now discovered gold in Scotland. So that's another reason to hold on to
gold.
To hold on to Scotland. There was a big debate about it, and there was a documentary just on that. People said, we want Scottish gold, we want to become independent, this will be ours. So now you'll get a flood of, and even the guy said, all them in your ivory towers and your ivory castle, they'll be coming in now and saying, because we're still holding on to this land. You've got a say in what gold passes through, and we want to cut out of it. They said it should be nothing to do with them. So this is why those who are voting yes. There's reasons why they're voting yes. And those who are voting no is because they don't know nothing about it and they're not interested in it.
Well, I was having a discussion with Kev the other day, and I was saying a couple of things come to mind. One is united we stand, divided we fall. We are, in fact, one land mass, joined with Wales and Scotland. So that is a true fact, number one. Number two, do these people actually recognise already the freedoms that they have? I mean, there's the perception really to look at, the niggling thread that has come loose. That little thread, if you focus on it, is the problem with the whole tapestry. It's all got to be unwoven. But actually, look at the tapestry, look at the history and why certain things was done at a certain time. The United Kingdom is not necessarily an agreement just about the government, it's about an agreement between the peoples. We're one people. And really, the constitution of the country that was taken as a form of morality, yeah, is the Bible. We agreed in principle, on principles, and the principles is what we're supposed to be together on. Right? The fact that there's a government doing what they're doing in the way they're doing it is simply this: people have not actively engaged politically. They've switched off, and then all of a sudden it becomes important when a decision's made that affects people. You know, which, you know, mathematically that had to happen someday.
Whatever's going to,
you know,
that's what people are afraid to do what to do, so I'll stay where I am.
What do you mean?
They've still got to do, so they'll stay where they are.
With Latif putting on such
Well, if it's not broke, don't fix it. How about that? If you're unsure,
it's not theirs. That's the way it's broke. It's not theirs.
well, I think that's the idea that got into some people's heads, that if it's theirs, it's theirs. Well, take responsibility for it
They don't
then.
know. That's what I'm saying. I just said that. They don't know, so they're afraid. So I'll just stay
was
where I am.
immediately processed through Scotland Yard's international fingerprinting ID system.
I mean, eventually, people are going to have to take responsibility for themselves and everything that goes on. Anyway, it's inevitable. You know, if decisions are made without you, eventually the effect of those decisions has to affect you in some way. So therefore, you have to be involved. It's the apathy, it's the switching off of politics and then getting involved.
And he left
You know what I mean?
He must have known that he would be making himself vulnerable to stuff. So he's leaving that state fingerprint.
Like the difference between a person who's a criminal, who steals and robs from banks.
To ship his beloved Ferrari to his hideout in
I
London.
think if it's key to the growth of Scotland, it'll happen again. But like you said, they realise if they can answer
Vici couldn't resist
the problems that why they was wanting the vote in the first place, then everything goes back to being all right.
But the police had been tipped off about his return by one of his
But I think what you're saying is that
secretly surveying.
it's just because the people are not ready for the responsibility. Well, do you think they know that they're not ready, or do you think they're just saying, "I don't care"?
What's happened, and I know that. It's just black
Why
and
he
white.
went 22 years.
I don't think it is.
Vici
Really don't.
It's not
Well,
about
that's why
discussion.
it's politics.
It's not about discussion. That's the way I see it, and that's it.
He was planning another armed robbery.
Hmm.
The one secret he took.
I'm not there. I don't live there. But
There's never been another
Well, I
one
can
like
see
mine.
that, that's
Probably
what's
never
going
will.
leave it. You
I think I agree with you to a certain extent. I just think there's more to it than meets the eye.
Yeah, they always will be. 'Cause we don't live there, so we don't really know.
I mean, you had certain people who was like, no, 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 no. And I'm saying, just on the face of the fact of what you're saying, there's something wrong with Scotland, so that's the reason to throw everything out and not be a
It's
part
just a
of this
basic
country.
fact that you don't belong to nobody else but them. So just give them back the place. Didn't they give back the Caribbean and make them independent when he was ruling? Right. Same with Hong Kong, right. Same as everywhere.
All right, well, let's
So they
check
don't
that. Let's look at that for a minute.
No, we don't need to look at
Because
anything.
Hong Kong and Barbados and Jamaica and places like that, they're different places and
It's not
different
like
things
you
are
can
going
stop
on
it,
there.
man. Stop it. Stop changing the fact. It's not yours. You went in there with forcibly with gun and took people hostage and took over the place. Now it's
When
time-
was that?
It's time for you to leave.
When was that? Because I'm looking at now.
I'm not going to get into no deep debate. The fact is that just the fact that they're giving it back just says it was never there.
Well, I think in a way what you just said there is a kind of a myth. It's kind of that happened to. Well, I'm just saying this is
It's called.
what I'm saying.
You don't make a country independent if you think it's yours. You don't give it
I'm
back.
saying this. They're already independent, but they have not recognised how to use
We're not
independence.
talking about that. The plain fact that they gave the country back to the people, and that means it was never theirs. End of story. The same with Scotland. It was never theirs.
Well, I beg to differ. Hong Kong was a business deal between mainland China and English.
They still
99-year business deal.
You still took it. Well, it was never theirs to do that with. So they should have done that.
Well, technically, it was the Chinese government representing the people, wasn't
I'm
it?
not going to go into great detail. It was
It's the
never
same
there.
like if we the English gave, say, the Chinese a portion of land to, you know, they rent it for a certain amount of time and do their business on it. It still belongs to England because nobody can buy land anywhere in the world. You can only rent land. That's the truth. Because land is sovereign and it belongs to all. But here's the thing that people don't recognise. That having somebody to represent all of these ethics over the years, we've lost our ethics, hence they've lost their ethics. Yeah, because the reflection, what we reflected back to them, gave them the opportunity. Yeah, and what we should have recognised is that our original morals and ethics that held the standard of Britishness high.
She
Yeah.
arrives at Athens for a concert, but had this little performance to do first. Even when packed into an SUV, she can't help herself. She wants out. Carry me, darlings. And we'll leave you with Kevin Hart cracking us up in an exclusive clip for...
Think like a man.
No, listen, don't say nothing right now, man. Like, I know you and I had a connection, but this is crazy. I gotta go to the bathroom, John. This is...
People don't realise when they're doing it, do they? So it's entertainment. Think like a man or think like a boy. How does a man think with responsibility? Because that's the Scottish question. Are you thinking like an adult? Or are you thinking like a boy? You know, have you taken responsibility? If they'd have got the yes vote, let's say that they got their independence or whatever, then what? Then what would have been different today that wasn't there tomorrow? The possibilities. Because I'm saying the same possibility exists, it's just that all of a sudden they think that this one thing, this one decision revolves around their ability to make something happen in their own country. And I'm saying that's not true. That is not true. They can still come together and form businesses.